of the flickering candlelight danced in Annika's eyes, her gaze fixed on the aged manuscript before her. Rain lashed against the windows of the dilapidated library, each drop a drumbeat in the symphony of the storm. Outside, the gnarled branches of ancient trees clawed at the crumbling palace walls, their silhouettes resembling skeletal fingers. The wind howled like a banshee, weaving tales of despair and forgotten horrors. The very air within the library seemed to thicken with dread. Fire. It clung to Annika like a shroud, amplifying the unease that had been her constant companion since her arrival at the decaying mansion. She traced the faded ink of the diary with a trembling finger, its yellowed pages whispering stories of a bygone era, a time when the halls of this very palace echoed with laughter and life. Now only silence and shadows remained, or so she thought. For this was no ordinary palace. It was Aldurley Manor, steeped in a history as dark as the storm and the diary she held. Once the prized possession of its former owner, now served as a chilling reminder of the sinister secrets it concealed. Every turn of the brittle page brought her closer to the unraveling of a mystery that had lain dormant for over a century. Secrets long buried threatened to claw their way to the surface, shattering the illusion of the peaceful countryside and plunging Annika into a labyrinth of deceit, obsession, and murder. As the tempest raged on, casting eerie shadows that played hide-and-seek with the flickering candle flames, Annika found herself ensnared in a web of intrigue that stretched back to the very foundations of Aldurley Manor. Chapter 2. The Enigma of Aldurley Manor. Aldurley Manor loomed before Annika, an imposing silhouette against the stormy backdrop of the twilight sky. Its grandeur was undeniable, yet its beauty was marred by an air of neglect and decay. Ivy, like tenacious serpents, had wrapped themselves around the stone pillars and twisted their way through crumbling statues. Wild, creeping vines had usurped the manor's facade, transforming it into a tapestry of decay. It was a place where whispers of the past lingered in the drafty corridors, and every creaking floorboard seemed to tell a tale of lives lived and lost within its four walls. As she stepped across the threshold, the heavy oak door closing behind her with a resounding thud, Annika was enveloped by an oppressive silence. It was a silence that spoke volumes, hinting at the secrets and sorrows that lay hidden within the manor's heart. The air within the manor was thick with the scent of mildew and decay, a pungent reminder of the relentless march of time. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the gloom, filtering through grimy windows to cast elongated shadows that writhed like phantoms across the dusty floor. The once vibrant tapestries that adorned the walls were now faded and tattered, their colors leached out by the relentless passage of time. They hung like mournful spirits, forever trapped within the manor's embrace. A sudden crash from the upper floors shattered the silence, sending a shiver down Annika's spine. Her breath caught in her throat as she strained to listen. Her heart, the sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate, echoed through the cavernous hall, leaving Annika frozen in place, her senses on high alert. As the footsteps drew nearer, she could hear the distinct creak of floorboards under the weight of unseen visitors. be moved with purpose, each step resonating with a haunting familiarity that tugged at Annika's memory. Though she couldn't quite place it, fear, cold and paralyzing, gripped her. Bare how the back of her neck prickled, and she instinctively took a step back. Her eyes darting around the room in search of an escape. But there was none. She was trapped in a timeless labyrinth of shadows and whispers, and she knew with a certainty that chilled her to the bone that she was not alone. Chapter 3: A Legacy of Shadows. In the grand ballroom of Alderley Manor, amidst the decaying opulence, stood a full-length mirror, its silvering long since tarnished, its surface clouded with age and neglect. Yet it was here, in this very mirror, that Annika was to catch a glimpse of the manor's haunting past. As she gazed into its murky depths, the reflection staring back at her wavered, as though disturbed by an unseen presence. The image flickered, transforming from her own to that of a young woman of ethereal beauty, yet with an air of melancholy that tugged at Annika's heartstring. She wore a gown of the finest silk, its color a deep, rich red that mirrored the crimson roses adorning her hair. But it was her eyes that held the most haunting allure, pools of sadness reflecting a torment that transcended time. Her ethereal form seemed to shimmer just beyond reach, a phantom tethered to the mortal realm, forever doomed to wander the decaying halls of Alderley Manor. The apparition vanished as abruptly as she appeared, leaving Annika shaken to her core. The suddenness of it, the sheer intensity of the encounter, left her questioning her own sanity. Yet as the days turned into weeks, the spectre returned, always in the same place, always with the same haunting air of sorrow. Through each apparition, Annika felt a profound sense of empathy, an inexplicable connection to the tormented soul trapped within the mirror's depths. And then, as if guided by an unseen hand, Annika found herself drawn to the manor's attic, a place untouched by human presence for decades. Revive, with the scent of decay and the flickering lantern light, revealed a sight that stopped her in her tracks. Higher. It was the diary, its leather cover and gilt edges dulled by time, yet its contents promising a revelation that could shatter the very foundations of Alderley Manor. As she delved deeper into the diarist's cryptic entries, the truth began to unravel, revealing a tale of forbidden love, jealousy, and a haunting betrayal that had reverberated through the halls of Alderley. For generations, the diary belonged to Eleanor, the manor's former mistress, and her words painted a vivid picture of a life lived within these very walls. Through her words, Annika learned of Eleanor's deep affection for Lord Ashton, a dashing young lord who had captivated her heart. Yet their love was a dangerous game, for Ashton was already betrothed to another, a union arranged to secure a political alliance. Torn between her love for Ashton and her duty to her family, Eleanor found herself at a crossroads, her heart torn in two. As the entries progressed, the entries became more frantic, more desperate, revealing a woman on the brink of madness. Cruel jealousy gnawed at her, twisting her affection into a possessive obsession. With a mere sight of Ashton with another scent, her into a frenzy, her mind conjuring images of betrayal and deceit. Then came the day when Eleanor's world shattered irrevocably. In a fit of jealous rage, she confronted Ashton, her words venomous, her accusations biting, yet the pain in his eyes, the utter bewilderment on his face, was a mirror reflecting her own descent into darkness. In a moment of clarity, she saw the error of her ways, the destructive path her obsession had carved. But it was too late. The seeds of madness had taken root, blossoming into a horrifying reality. Chapter 4. The Reckoning. In the labyrinthine depths of Alderley Manor, Anika discovered a hidden portrait, its location concealed behind a tapestry, as if deliberately kept from view. When she pulled the tapestry aside, revealing the portrait beneath, she gasped. The painting depicted Eleanor, the manor's former mistress, and Lord Ashton, his arm possessively around her waist. Peeves, his gaze fixed on her with an intensity that bordered on the predatory. But it was the inscription on the back that sent a chill down Annika's spine. It was dated on the eve of Ashton's wedding to another, a stark reminder of the love that was and the jealousy that fostered. As the days passed, Annika couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched. That unseen eyes followed her, every move within the decaying grandeur of Alderley. Then the dreams began, vivid and unsettling, pulling her deeper into the annals of the manor's tormented past. She dreamt of Eleanor, her ethereal form shimmering just beyond Annika's grasp, her mournful eyes pleading for understanding. In these nocturnal encounters, Eleanor's anguish was palpable. Dark, her silent screams echoing in Annika's dreams, urging her to uncover the truth. Driven by a mixture of morbid curiosity and an overwhelming sense of empathy, Annika delved deeper into the secrets of Alderley Manor, determined to unravel the enigma that had bound Eleanor to its halls for over a century. The climax of the narrative finds Annika in the manor's grand ballroom, the epicenter of its glory days, now a place of decay and haunting memories. The rain has ceased, replaced by an eerie silence that amplifies the pounding of her heart. Suddenly, Eleanor appears before her, her translucent form shimmering in the moonlight that streams through the grimy windows. With a final surge of strength, Eleanor reaches out, her touch icy cold, yet strangely comforting. In that instant, the secrets of Alderley Manor are laid bare. It was not love that had driven Eleanor to madness, but a terrible injustice. She had been betrayed, not by Ashton, but by her own brother, who had conspired with their father to have her locked away in it, believing her to be a threat to the family's reputation. With her dying breath, Eleanor reveals the location of a hidden compartment in the ballroom's fireplace, place where she had secreted away a journal detailing her brother's treachery. The journal, when found, would not only expose the truth of Eleanor's fate, but also reveal the extent of her brother's deceit. A storm breaks, casting an ethereal glow over the decaying grandeur of Alderley Manor. Annika emerges from the ballroom, clutching the journal in her hands. The weight of the discovery settles upon her, the true story of betrayal and injustice laid bare. With the dawning of a new day, the spectre of Eleanor vanishes, her presence no longer tethered to the mortal realm. Having found peace, her spirit is free to move on, leaving behind the torment of the past. As the sun rises higher, bathing the manor in golden light, Annika feels the lingering presence of Eleanor fade. The secrets are out, the truth revealed. Alderley Manor stands witness, its ancient walls echoing the tale of love, betrayal, and ultimate